What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Spanko, and if you guys watched the Trickstar combo video or test hand video that I showed off the other day, maybe last week or something, then you guys will know what this deck profile is, and that is the Trickstar deck profile with the new Ready Fusion that just came out in Dawn of Majesty. I'm super excited. It's a new way to play the deck. If you guys haven't seen the combo, then make sure to check it out. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. If you guys do enjoy these videos, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel for more Yu-Gi-Oh content. Guys, we're pushing for 5,000. Let's just make it happen. I know we can make it happen. I believe in the Spanko squad. I know we can get it done. Today's video is Trickstar. We're going to be showing off new Ready Fusion. We're going to be showing off how to put it in a deck profile. I'm not trying to say this is going to be the most competitive deck. I'm not trying to say this is going to win you a regional or a YCS or any of that stuff. But I am saying this is a new way or a cool way to play Trickstar in today's format that I think could be really, really fun. So while I was editing this video, I completely forgot to mention something that I wanted to mention. So at the end of the video, stay tuned because I'm going to bring it up. It's something quick. I just wanted to show you guys a different way and a different option you can do for this deck profile. So I'm going to add it in right now. But yeah, stay tuned till the end. It'll be in there. So I hope you guys enjoy the video. And with that, I guess onto the video. Okay, so to start things off with the deck profile, I am excited because this is a new take on Trickstar. Again, not something that's going to be super meta, not something that's going to change the format. However, I think this is really cool because it utilizes the new Ready Fusion. And if you guys didn't see the combo video already, I'll make sure to leave a link to it in the description below for you guys to check it out. So we're starting off here with triple Candina, triple Licorice, triple Corobane, and one Lily Bell. Again, I don't like playing triple Corobane, but in a deck like this one, you want to turbo out rank 5s. And that's why we're playing triple Corobane, because you kind of want to draw it, to be honest with you. So we are playing triple Corobane for that reason. But then, of course, triple Candina and triple Licorice as well. The thing that I like about triple Licorice, and I saw a lot of people cut Licorice to 2, is the fact that it just helps Candina dodge, especially in a format today where you are so reliant on hand traps in today's format. Like, think about it. Everyone in today's format is playing like 9 hand traps minimum, right? And so helping Candina dodge with Licorice is very important. Then we're playing our own hand traps, of course, which is triple Ash and triple Droll. Droll is obvious because we're playing the Reincarnation, we're playing the Durandal, etc., etc. And then Ash is just the most generic one, which is why I wanted to play the Ash. And then we are playing one Artifact Scythe. This is just for your Artifact Sanctum. Sometimes it shuts out your opponent completely, and that's why you really want to be playing this combo. Plus, it's a level 5 light monster, which means that you can go into your Pleiades a lot easier with the Scythe as well in upcoming turns, right? So let's say you Sanctum on your opponent's turn, your opponent kind of just has to pass because they're stuck out of the extra deck. You're going to Sanctum. You have a Scythe just sitting there for you. Now this Scythe can be used with for Pleiades, which is another form of disruption, right? That's why I really like this card. Then we're playing triple Extrav. I want to play Extrav over Prosperity in this deck just because you don't need your extra deck too much outside of a few cards. So obviously you can just max out on them. And then on top of that, as many cards in hand as possible is really what you want with this deck. More than just a Prosperity. Yes, a Prosperity can dig you into anything you need. However, with the deck like this one, it's very consistent already. So you're not really trying to look for cards you need. You're just trying to have as many cards as possible that you can utilize, right? That's why we're playing triple Extrav, 1 Light Stage, 1 Instant Fusion, and double Ready Fusion. Now, this could also be triple Ready Fusion, to be honest. I just wanted to play double because the 1 Instant Fusion acts as a third anyways. So that's kind of why we're playing 3, but I think this is enough, especially with the Extrav. You can draw into this pretty easily as well. So it's kind of one of those things where it's kind of like, okay, 2 and 1, that's 3 cards essentially I could draw for my combo. It's perfectly fine, especially with Extrav. It's very easy to get into. So I thought these ratios were perfectly fine. Again, if you guys wanted to play a third Ready Fusion, you guys definitely can. I'm not saying you can't, but I just thought this ratio was perfect. And then we're playing triple Trap Trick, triple Imperm, double Sanctum, triple Reincarnation, double Compulse, and triple Strike. Now, these kind of ratios I think are perfect in my opinion. So Trap Trick essentially can search you anything except the Strike, obviously, but Strike is just so good in today's format, which is why I wanted to include it. But if you ever needed an Imperm, a monster negate, boom, you have Trap Trick for it. If you ever needed a Sanctum, you have Trap Trick for it. If you ever needed a Reincarnation, and if you guys watched the combo video, you guys know that Trap Trick is so good because a lot of the time, if you do open a Droll and like a Trap Trick, you can end up making a Durandal and you can still do the kind of Reincarnation Droll lock, but with a Durandal instead, because now only 1 Reincarnation is needed, because Droll essentially has an effect that does the same thing as Reincarnation. So that's why I really, really like playing the triple Reincarnation with the triple Trap Trick, because as soon as you get to 1 Reincarnation, you're good. You don't even need to make a second one all the time. And that was the biggest problem with this deck before, is that you really wanted to get to the second one, because the second one with the Droll was just the lock. But now you don't need to get to the second one as much because you have the Durandal, which kind of acts as a pseudo Reincarnation for you, right? So that's why we're playing that. Compulse, I think, is just a very good trap card in today's format. I really wanted to play it. So that's it for the main deck. It's 40 card main deck, of course. I think it's very, very consistent. People already know how consistent the Trickstar engine is, so That's really why I think the best part about this deck is the supporting cards around it. And I think this Ready Fusion card that just came out in Dawn of Majesty, I believe, Dama, yeah, this card is so good for this deck. And I think it makes you play a deck in a different way. And actually, I wanted to give a quick shout out. I might have already done it in the intro, to be honest with you, but I wanted to give a quick shout out to Ryan Yu. This kind of idea was based off of one of the decks that he played. This was like a few years ago that won a regionals where he pretty much played triple instant fusion and tried to make Pleiades with trap cards set pretty much every single turn. And you can do that really easily with this deck, right? So that's kind of why I got this idea and where I got the inspiration from. So big shout out to Ryan Yu for that. But yeah, that's it for the main deck. Let's go on to the extra deck. We're playing triple Guiltia the D9. Now this card is old. Like when I say old, I mean like it might be from LOB, maybe MRD, something like that. I know it's just an old fusion card. And pretty much why you want to be using it is because Ready Fusion can summon it. It's a level 5 light monster, which is the most important thing because that helps you get into Pleiades. Then we're playing double Thousand Eyes. The only reason I chose to play Thousand Eyes is because you still are playing instant fusion. And technically going second Thousand Eyes is really good against a lot of decks, so that's kind of why I only wanted to fit these in. Again, you don't really need your extra deck too much. The most thing that you need is the Guiltias, the Pleiades, and like the Durandals. That's pretty much all you're going to be going into. But you do have the Thousand Eyes because it does come up with instant fusion here and there. You have the Link Karibo. Obviously, after you use the Thousand Eyes, you can go Link Karibo. You have Anima, so after you use your Thousand Eyes, you can also go Anima. And then these are just like extra cards that I decided to put in. One Phoenix, one Unicorn, and one Triple Burst. This is kind of just toolbox cards, really. Nothing you really go into. Against certain matchups, Triple Burst could be okay against like Sky Striker, I guess. But for the most part, you're not really going into these. Just extra cards to fill up the extra deck, to be honest. Double Durandal and triple Pleiades. Now, these two are the cards you're going to be going into the most, obviously outside of the Guiltia, but these are the two cards you're going to be going into the most because a lot of time, if you do end up opening a Droll and Lockbird with like a Reincarnation or a Trap Trick, then you're going to want to be going to Durandal because you pretty much have the lock from there. If you guys don't have the Droll and Lockbird and you guys need some kind of disruption, Pleiades is obviously the best way. Pleiades backed up with like an Imperm plus like a Strike or a Compulse is insanely powerful. A lot of times you can also end on like a Pleiades with a Sanctum set, and that's also insanely powerful because now you have a bounce, plus your opponent is completely locked out of their extra deck, right? And then People Sleep, these are pretty big monsters, like 2500 attack. It kind of answers one of the biggest problems that Trickstar had, which they always had like small monsters, right? Like Candina being at 18 is not bad, 16 is not really great. Corbane being at 2000 is pretty good, but a lot of time you're going to be using your Corbane to get into something like your Pleiades anyways, right? So, yeah, I think this deck is really consistent. I think it's really good. Now, I have Boral Sword here in my side deck. I just wanted to show you guys that if you wanted to, you could cut maybe a Thousand Eyes here for a Boral Sword, or you can cut the Triple Burst for like a Boral Sword. It doesn't really matter. I just want to show you guys that Boral Sword is another option that you can play, because in testing, I actually found times where I'm like, I can make a Link 4 here. But the problem with it is that when I did think that and when I did want to make that, I was kind of like, why would I do this though? Like, the only times, like let's say I did 100 hands. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I did 100 hands, but let's say I did like 100 test hands, like the ratio would maybe be like 3 out of 100 hands that you're really gonna want to be making the Boral Sword. So I'm like, it's not good enough, to be honest. And if you guys want to ask me where I got that number from, I don't know, but it's just one of those things where it's such a low percentage of the time that you want to make the Boral Sword that I was like, nope, we're not going to be playing Boral Sword. Decided to play Triple Burst instead. Also, Link 3 is just more reasonable to get into with this deck, so that's why I kind of wanted to play this. And just one thing before I end the profile here real quick is I wanted to say that people are going to get confused, and I say this all the time in my videos. Don't expect this to be a meta deck. Don't expect this to go to a regional or a YCS and top. I don't think it's that good. Like, I'm going to be honest with you, all right? And I always get comments in all my videos when they're like, oh, why would you say this is competitive? I'm not saying it's competitive. What I'm saying is, if you wanted to play Trickstar, it's definitely a rogue deck, right? But if you wanted to play Trickstar at some kind of local level for fun, whatever it is, I think this was a really cool way to do it, especially with the Ready Fusion. This card provides a lot of support for the deck. It provides a different way to play the deck. And yeah, that's really why I wanted to test it out, and I think it's pretty cool. I thought it was pretty cool, so that's really why I wanted to show you guys this version of the deck. Okay, so I completely forgot to mention this in the video, but I wanted to add it in because it's kind of important, and it's kind of another way that you guys can look into playing the deck, and that is actually playing Theseus with Zolkin and with your Crystal Wing. Now, when you're playing as many traps as we are playing, it's actually not that hard to get this off, because with the same combo that you make Pleiades or the same combo you make Durandal, instead of summoning the Guiltia, you can summon a Theseus. And then when you have the Theseus, you can use this and the Corbane to make your Zolkin, and then Zolkin can summon your Crystal Wing, okay? So it's kind of like a different way to play the deck. It's pretty much the same thing in terms of the actual play style of the deck. The only difference is instead of making a Pleiades with a bounce, you can make a Crystal Wing with a monster negate. The only reason I would say that you would make this over the Pleiades is if you don't open something like a Strike, right? Or you don't open something like an Ash, because this way your opponent's monster effects are just kind of going to go off. even with a bounce. So if you don't open like an Imperm, a Strike, or an Ash, then I would say make the Crystal Wing so you can at least have a negate there. However, if you do open some pretty good trap cards, then maybe make the Pleiades. I don't know, I just wanted to show you guys another way to play the deck. The only thing this changes is like the Thousand Eyes and the Link Karibo and the Anima. You just take that out. What it does for you is it makes it so that you can actually go first and make a monster negate, but also going second, Crystal Wing's not too bad either. So I just wanted to show you guys this real quick, and I'm going to show you guys a quick replay as well so you guys can see how a board like this can be made. So here's a standard looking hand. It's not too powerful, it's not too great. However, we did open the Extrav, you open the Retort Fusion as well. So pretty much you're going to do what you would normally do with Trickstar, right? It's nothing different. The only difference here is once you summon the Korobane, right? Instead of making the Retort Fusion into, or the Ready Fusion I should say, into the Giltia, you can make it into Theseus. And then once you make it into Theseus, you see here that you have trap cards that you can set. And then you can make your Zolkin, you're going to set a trap, and then Zolkin's going to activate, summon your Crystal Wing, and then boom, you set another trap, and there's your kind of end board. So you end on a Monster Negate, plus a Trap Trick, plus a Solemn Strike, plus an Ash. So 1, 2, 3, 4 disruptions with this board, which is pretty strong if you think about it, right? I just wanted to show you guys this is how like the Crystal Wing play would play out. So that is it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys do have any suggestions, let me know in the comment section down below. Now again, I think I've reiterated this like a few times already, but this is not a deck that you're going to take to a YCS and win. However, you guys want to play for fun, if you guys want to play something rogue and can actually do some pretty spicy things, I think this is the way to go. Again, if you guys haven't seen the combo video, I'll leave a link to it in the description below so you guys can see how test hands look like, what they look like. You guys should try it out yourselves actually and see what they look like. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say. I hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to like, subscribe, and with that, Spanko signing out. Peace.